Coming up next on PassionStruck, as an anxiety optimizer, you will navigate through periods of intense challenge. Even when success is within reach, formidable challenges will arise. It's here that the courageous thrive, stepping boldly into the unknown and making strategic decisions that propel them forward. Welcome to PassionStruck. Hi, I'm your host, John R. Miles, and on the show, we decipher the secrets, tips, and guidance of the world's most inspiring people and turn their wisdom into practical advice for you and those around you. Our mission is to help you unlock the power of intentionality so that you can become the best version of yourself. If you're new to the show, I offer advice and answer listener questions on Fridays. We have long-form interviews the rest of the week with guests ranging from astronauts to authors, CEOs, creators, innovators, scientists, military leaders, visionaries, and athletes. Now, let's go out there and become PassionStruck. When you hear the word anxiety, what images flash through your head? For many, it involves a cascade of negative connotations: stress, worry, unease. It's often visualized as a whirlwind of discomfort, a racing heart, a mind beset by doubt, or the consistent apprehension before major events like giving a presentation or taking a final exam. In a society that often prizes a calm and collected demeanor, anxiety is frequently viewed as a foe needed to be conquered. However, anxiety isn't necessarily the antagonist to life's narrative. Its role can be likened to fire, potentially destructive, but equally capable of illuminating new pathways. Anxiety can immobilize us with fear, but it also has the power to activate primal energy, pushing us beyond the familiar confines of our comfort zones. When we look closer, anxiety can be seen as a signal, nudging us towards areas of untapped potential. The critical question then becomes, can we transform anxiety into a catalyst for peak performance? The answer is empathetically yes, but it requires embracing a concept that I refer to as the anxiety optimizer. The anxiety optimizer represents a state where nervous energy, traditionally viewed as a negative force, becomes a positive ally. It embodies the razor-sharp focus needed in critical situations, the exhilarating anticipation that precedes new ventures, and the creative surge that deadlines ignite. The key to this transformation is not the elimination of anxiety, but its mastery. It's about channeling this raw energy into productive endeavors. It's about converting its whispers of doubt into resounding affirmations of determination and capability. Optimal anxiety is more than just a concept. It's a proven pathway to our best selves, both mentally and physically. This is underscored by a 10-year McKinsey study on flow and productivity, which found that executives in a state of optimal anxiety reported a 400% increase in performance. To put this into perspective, imagine just working for 2 hours in a state of optimal anxiety. According to this study, this focused high performance period could equate to the productivity of a typical 8-hour workday for most people. This efficiency is not just a byproduct of working harder, but of working smarter, leveraging our innate responses to stress in a way that enhances our capabilities. In this episode of the PassionStruck podcast, I delve into the anxiety optimizer, a pivotal element of my upcoming book, PassionStruck: 12 Powerful Principles to Unlock Your Purpose and Ignite Your Most Intentional Life. I challenge the conventional views on anxiety and explore how this powerful emotion can be harnessed to unlock incredible personal and professional achievements. Join me as we navigate this transformative journey, turning what was once perceived as a barrier into a bridge towards extraordinary possibilities. Being a Navy SEAL is the epitome of courage and resilience. Imagine facing the kind of fear that sends shivers down the spines of the bravest, going into battle far from home, relying on just a handful of teammates. But this is the daily reality for SEALs who confront this fear and anxiety regularly. Yet, remarkably, they don't just endure, they excel, using this anxiety as a tool to achieve extraordinary feats. To truly understand this, let's delve into the story of Operation Neptune Spear. Imagine the dead of night, no moon in the sky, just the rhythmic thud of Black Hawk helicopters cutting through the silence. This was the setting for Operation Neptune Spear, a defining moment in Navy SEAL history and a masterclass in the art of optimizing anxiety. Being a Navy SEAL is about facing fears that most can hardly fathom. They live in a world where the stakes are life and death, yet they emerge as the ultimate anxiety optimizers. On May 2nd, 2011, a team of SEALs embarked on a mission that would etch their names in history to capture Osama bin Laden. The tension was tangible, as they neared the compound. Then, a sudden twist. A helicopter malfunctioned and crashed. In this high stress moment, anxiety could have taken over. But for these SEALs, this is where the true essence of optimal anxiety came into play. What followed was a remarkable display of optimal anxiety in action. Each step that they took inside the compound was a mix of calculated risk and heightened awareness, turning their stress into a vital asset. Instead of succumbing to panic, they embodied the anxiety optimizer. They quickly adapted, reorganized, and redirected their focus. Every move was a balance of precision and instinct, turning their anxiety into a powerful tool. In the heart of chaos, they found clarity and strength. As they breached the compound and faced direct confrontations, their anxiety wasn't a hindrance, it was their ally, fueling them with an unparalleled surge of focus and adrenaline. Their success in their mission was not just a military victory, it was a powerful illustration of mastering optimal anxiety. It raises a critical question. Is this ability to optimize anxiety exclusive to those who are in high stakes professions like the Navy SEALs? The answer is a resounding no. This skill is not confined to elite soldiers. It's a potential that resides in all of us. We can all learn, master, and apply this ability in our daily lives, transforming our anxiety into a powerful ally. To understand how this is possible, let's dive into the science behind becoming an anxiety optimizer. Research in psychology and neuroscience reveals that anxiety is not just a one dimensional experience, it exists on a spectrum. At both its lowest and its highest levels, anxiety can impair cognitive function and well being. However, there's a sweet spot, optimal anxiety, which engages the brain's arousal and alertness centers, enhancing focus, motivation, and creativity. Imagine the perfect hit in baseball. It's that moment that everything aligns, and all that exists is you and the ball. Optimal anxiety is similar. It's about being so immersed in an activity that the world around you fades into the background. And the concept of optimal anxiety isn't as intangible as it sounds. It's grounded in our psychological makeup. In this state, our brains release a balanced state of neurotransmitters, like dopamine, sharpening our cognitive functions, boosting memory, and enhancing problem solving skills. This phenomenon isn't new. In fact, it was first identified by psychologists Robert M. Yerkes and John D. Dodson in 1908. They found that while comfort leads to suboptimal performance, a certain level of anxiety propels us towards peak performance. This insight formed the basis of the Yerkes-Dodson law, which posits that moderate levels of stress enhance our performance. Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, prominent figure in positive psychology, further underscored understanding of this concept through his research on flow, the state of being completely absorbed and fulfilled by an activity. His research shifted the focus from the pathology of mental health to the elements that make life fulfilling, akin to understanding why planes soar instead of why they crash. To understand this concept better, consider that optimal anxiety is achieved when anxiety and intentionality are brought into proper alignment of operating on the edge without going off the edge. Too much anxiety can be overwhelming and counterproductive, which leads to stress and burnout. However, intentionality plays a crucial role in balancing and regulating anxiety. Through intentional practices like mindfulness, self reflection, and setting realistic goals, you can maintain a level of optimal anxiety that is beneficial rather than harmful. The key lies in finding the right balance, where anxiety becomes a driving force for intentional action, leading to personal growth and achievement. Essentially, this approach propels you forward, turning your actions into momentum to confront and conquer your deepest fears, allowing you to accomplish what once seemed impossible. So now you're probably asking, how do you optimize this anxiety for growth? I'm going to now go through the anxiety optimizer approach. Fully immersing yourself in your passion is commendable, but there's a risk of settling into a safe routine that seems progressive, yet lacks the pace to keep you ahead. Self-doubt, the lure of comfort, and notably fear can cause us to shy away from opportunities that demand a bold yes. To reach peak performance, it's crucial to embrace the role of anxiety optimizer, living in a state of optimal anxiety rather than running away from it. It's normal to question whether you have the right education, experience, skills, or potential for success. You might even feel disconnected from your own journey. Significant life changes requires sacrifices, pushing you to embrace unfamiliar tasks and consistently show up to maintain momentum. Sacrifice is the cornerstone of progress. Establishing a clear vision of your future self and engaging in daily activities are vital for sustaining the transformational momentum. As an anxiety optimizer, you'll encounter periods of intense darkness on this journey. Even when you're close to achieving your goals, daunting challenges can loom large. Life rewards the courageous who step into the unknown. Making strategic choices about which opportunities to pursue is the key to ensuring that your efforts translate into substantial progress. When confronted with self doubt and fear, you stand at a pivotal juncture. Will you yield to these challenges, or will you embrace them as opportunities for growth? Avoiding these moments and not becoming an anxiety optimizer can lead to stagnation and unfilled potential. Embrace these challenges, say yes to growth, and thrive in the realm of optimal anxiety. This is where ordinary life transforms into an extraordinary journey. And here's how you can do it. First, acknowledge and understand your anxiety. Recognize when you're feeling anxious and understand what triggers it. Awareness is the first step in transformation. By identifying the sources of your anxiety, you can begin to address them constructively. Second, reframe the narrative. Recognize that anxiety is a natural reaction to stress. Instead of seeing it as an adversary, start viewing it as an ally. This shift in perception turns anxiety into a powerful force, propelling you from fear to exhilaration and empowering you to move forward. Third, channel your concentration. In critical situations, the key is to maintain intense focus. Direct your anxious energy towards specific, achievable goals to prevent it from becoming an unproductive worry. Concentrate on tasks that you can control and maintain a present, intentional mindset for optimal productivity. Fourth, embrace visualization for success. Visualization is a powerful tool. Imagine the outcome that you desire in detail, thinking through the steps required to achieve it. This mental rehearsal prepares you to face challenges, control your thoughts, and build resilience against fear. The process of visualizing success and potential obstacles enhances adaptability and mental preparedness. Fifth, set clear, achievable goals. As an anxiety optimizer, your objectives should stretch your capabilities, but still be attainable. Goals act as a compass, guiding your anxious energy towards productive outcomes. Six, acknowledge and celebrate small wins. Every step forward, no matter its size, is significant. Celebrating small victories instills confidence and transforms anxiety into a positive driving force that pushes you closer to your goals. Seventh, learn from setbacks. Setbacks are valuable learning opportunities. Reflect on what didn't work, adjust your strategy, and approach your goals with renewed determination. Confronting challenges with resilience turns them into stepping stones towards greater success. Eighth, cultivate a supportive network. A network of supportive individuals who understand your journey is invaluable. Sharing experiences, learning together, and celebrating success collectively strengthen your resilience and facilitate collaborative growth. Ninth, maintain balance. Find the equilibrium between pushing yourself and acknowledging your limits. Overextending can lead to burnout, while under-challenging yourself can result in stagnation. By mastering these strategies, you can position yourself on the edge of new opportunities, where anxiety becomes a tool for unparalleled growth. Refusing to embrace this anxiety optimizer behavior can lead to a life of mediocrity. Instead, choose to face uncertainties head on. Say yes to professional and personal growth, and learn to thrive in the zone of optimal anxiety. It's in this space that life transforms from the ordinary into the extraordinary, and you discover the true extent of your abilities. Now that we understand the concept of optimizing anxiety for peak performance, let's now dive into how we can apply this in various everyday scenarios. By doing so, we turn what might seem like mundane or challenging moments into opportunities for significant growth and achievement. Imagine a typical day, a mosaic of moments, each tinged with its own elements of stress. A morning rush, the anticipation of an important meeting, or the late afternoon energy dip. These slices of time, often viewed as hurdles, are in fact concealed opportunities to ignite your focus and creativity. The secret lies in reshaping your response to these moments. Your morning, for instance, could be reimagined to include a calming routine, like meditation or a brisk walk, setting the tone of tranquility for the day ahead. This intentional start acts as a buffer, softening the edges of your morning anxiety and channeling your energy positively. As the day unfolds, particularly in the workplace, aligning your most demanding tasks with your peak energy periods is crucial. This synchronization between task and temperament temperament ends up enhancing efficiency, ensuring that your efforts are not just expended, but amplified. When facing the jittery moments before a meeting, harness the surge of adrenaline through preparation, turning nervous energy into a state of heightened readiness. Navigating social interactions also holds a hidden key to managing anxiety. If the thought of engaging in conversation sparks nervousness, a little preparation can go a long way. Arm yourself with a few well thought out topics, transforming social anxiety into an opportunity for meaningful connections. Active listening, too, is a powerful tool. It anchors you in the present moment, easing anxiety and enhancing your interactions. The art of balancing high intensity periods with relaxation is like striking the right chord on a melody. Integrate short breaks into your day to recharge and make time for activities that bring you joy outside of work. The harmony between effort and ease is essential for your well being. Conclude your day with a reflective pause. Look back at the day's events, the triumphs, the challenges, and everything in between. This daily debrief is a moment to recalibrate, to celebrate the successes, and to learn from the missteps. It's an exercise in fine tuning your approach to optimizing anxiety, transforming it day by day into a tool for productivity and growth. By consistently applying these strategies, you'll start to notice a shift in how you perceive and handle anxiety. It becomes less an obstacle and more a tool for personal and professional growth. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate anxiety completely, but to manage and optimize it in a way that enhances your daily performance and your overall quality of life. As we conclude our exploration, it's important to recognize that optimizing anxiety is not merely about adopting a new mindset. It's about a fundamental shift in behavior that taps both into our psychological and physiological states of peak performance. This is where we operate at our highest potential, both mentally and physically, turning everyday challenges into opportunities for growth and achievement. Incorporating this behavior shift into our daily lives involves recognizing and harnessing moments of heightened stress, like the morning rush or critical work meetings, and transforming them into catalysts for heightened focus and creativity. It's about strategically aligning our tasks with our natural energy peaks, thus maximizing efficiency. This approach goes well beyond mere stress management. It's about actively engaging with our anxiety, using it as a tool to push our boundaries while ensuring we balance high intensity periods with necessary reflection and relaxation. By doing so, we're not just enduring our days, we're maximizing them, harnessing our potential in a way that leads to significant personal and professional growth. I hope you all enjoyed the show, and I wanted to thank everyone who wrote in this week, and especially those who listened. You're about to hear a preview of the PassionStruck podcast interview that I did with Jen Gottlieb, towering figure in the realm of personal branding and authentic communication. Jen, with her illustrious background as a VH1 host, Broadway actress, and co-founder of Super Connector Media, brings a rich tapestry of experiences to the table. We discuss her new best-selling book, Be Seen, which is not just a title, it's a manifesto for those seeking to make an impact in their chosen field.
I'm very guilty of saying oh, I can't do that. I'm not good enough at I'm not good at that. But if you just take the word yet and you tie it on to any sentence and you say, I'm not good at that yet, all of a sudden you give yourself a little bit more I can do it, a little bit more courage. I'm not good at that yet because maybe you're not good at it. You can do it. Absolutely can get good at it. You absolutely can. And if you look backwards for proof that you are good at learning and implementing and sticking with the commitments that you make with yourself, and you have done really awesome things in your life, then you can always bring that part of you back.
Remember that we rise by lifting others. So share this show with those that you love. And if you found today's episode useful, then definitely share this with those who could use the inspiring words that I gave today. In the meantime, do your best to apply what you hear on the show so that you can live what you listen. And until next time, go out there and become PassionStruck.